Hello student, today we are going to learn about an important concept in science, force and its effects. In this chapter, we will understand how pushes and pulls affect the motion of objects and how different types of forces act around us. So student, let's begin our learning journey.
On a windy day, Sonali and Rajini experienced many examples of force while cycling, pushing pedals harder against the wind, struggling on rough roads, changing direction with the handle, ringing the bell, and speeding downhill without pedaling. These experiences introduce the idea of force, which in science is defined as a push or a pull applied on an object. Force can make a resting object move, stop a moving object, change its speed or direction, or even change its shape. Every force involves an interaction between two objects, and the SI unit of force is the Newton, N. Some forces need physical contact and are called contact forces, such as muscular force used in walking, lifting, chewing, or animal movement, and friction, a force that opposes motion between surfaces in contact. Friction arises due to tiny irregularities on surfaces, is greater on rough surfaces, and acts in solids, liquids, and gases. That is why objects slow down on rough roads and why vehicles, airplanes, and boats are designed carefully to reduce friction. Other forces act even without contact and are called non contact forces. Magnetic force attracts or repels magnets and magnetic materials from a distance. Electrostatic force occurs when objects acquire static charges by rubbing and then attract or repel other charged or uncharged objects. Gravitational force or gravity is the force with which the earth pulls every object towards itself, making thrown objects fall back to the ground and causing downhill motion while cycling. Gravity is always attractive. The pull of gravity on an object is called its weight, also measured in newtons. Using a spring balance, we can measure weight by noting how much a spring stretches. Different objects stretch the spring differently, showing that weight varies from object to object. Mass, however, is the amount of matter in an object and remains the same everywhere, while weight can change on different planets because gravitational pull changes. The chapter also explains why some objects float and others sink. When an object is placed in water, two forces act on it, gravity pulling it downward, and an upward buoyant force, up thrust, exerted by the liquid. If gravity is greater, the object sinks. If buoyant force balances gravity, the object floats. A tightly closed, empty plastic bottle floats because the buoyant force equals or exceeds its weight. This idea connects to Archimedes' principle, which states that the upward force on an immersed object is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by it. Objects like pumice rock float because their trapped air makes them less dense than water. Through everyday examples, cycling uphill and downhill, pushing objects, attracting paper pieces with charged plastic, magnets repelling each other, or seeing objects float and sink. This chapter shows that forces are constantly acting around us. They help us move, stop, lift, steer, and even stay firmly on the ground. Understanding how different forces work helps us make sense of motions, machines, and natural phenomena in our daily lives.
So student, today we understood how forces like push and pull affect everything around us, from moving objects to keeping us on the ground. Forces play an important role in our daily life. Keep observing and keep learning. Now student, try to answer the questions and share your answer in comments section. First question, what is force and what are its effects on an object? Next question, what are contact forces and give examples. Next question, what are non-contact forces and name any two types. Again next question, what is the difference between mass and weight? And last question, why do some objects float while others sink in water? So student, see you again with a new chapter summary.